All right, everyone, here we are with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. And to all the first-time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. And to all the subscribers, welcome back. Now, all I ask for in return is for you guys to smash that like button to let me know you watched this video. It helps out with the YouTube channel, the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate it very much. It lets me know you find value in the time and effort I put into making these videos. And stay tuned towards the end because I have a ticker symbol to share with you guys. Since I mentioned it over at the Patreon, it's already jumped up $20 in just 5 days. So you definitely want to add this one to your watch list as soon as possible. Now, I'm not saying it's going to continue to run, but we're going to talk about it in a micro perspective and also macro, right? The bigger picture and the long-term potential analysis ratings as well. So it's not all about the short term. That stock has potential in the long term as well. So stay tuned for all that information. So here we are. Ocgn, Ocugen Inc. pulls down, breaks through $6, right? I've been so concerned about that. It certainly did that. And it hit a low recently of 587, 586, give or take. I think that's the lowest that we're going to see Ocugen probably for the next few days. That is not the lowest that we may see Ocugen in the next few weeks. Okay? I want you guys to be aware of that because when I look at my different indicators, like all the different indicators that I use for trading apart from the 50-day moving average throughout the day, it shows room, right, on the 1-day chart for it to pull back a little bit more, possibly into the $5 range, a little bit lower than 585. But then on the 30-minute, it's showing room like this is the bottom and it's recovering. So the way the 30-minute shows us that is that it's a little bit more focused in on the day, right? So for the day, we did have a slight recovery, and it seems like it has room to go up a little bit more. So this could possibly touch $7 again, or up here at $7.15, or over here at $7.50. And then if we have a big pullback in the market, it can pull down again a little bit and retest that $5 mark. And worst case scenario, anywhere between $5.50 to $5.80. I think that's the worst case scenario on this one, especially with the analogy that I used here on this pullback that this stock had for some time, because this stock was pulling downwards and a lot of investors were losing hope here. And then look what happened. Okay. I know that this was done too because of a lot of speculation and hype among investors, but overall, a spike like that is to come once the FDA emergency use comes out. That's going to be a big deal for Ocugen when that emergency use information comes out. Now, these big spikes downwards that we have and then it kind of just levels off is because of these rate hikes that are happening with the 10-year treasury bonds. Like, it's happening to all the stocks. So we want to keep that in mind. This is very rocky waters right now. I believe April, if you believe it too, comment down below April, Ocugen, and a rocket. And if you don't, you can go ahead and challenge what I'm about to say. But I believe April is going to be an important month for Ocugen, especially with all the articles rolling out of the potential revenue and net profit that Ocugen can obtain from Covaxin. And then also the beginning of April, which is in the next few days or even 2 weeks, within the next 2 weeks, FDA emergency use will be granted, yes or no, to Ocugen. That's where the rocky speculation sits, because it may happen, it may not, but a lot of investors are pretty positive and a lot of articles are pretty positive. So that is something to keep in mind. So here we are with Ocgen Inc. It hit a low here of 586. It seems to have been the bottom. Could we retest it or get close to it or break through it a little bit? Maybe. The worst case scenario I see in the chart right now, don't quote me on this, and I could be completely wrong, but it's 550 to 580. That's like the worst. But getting close to $6 again, I could see that happening if the pullback continues again and this, exciting, run of speculation, getting all the investors back in or buying back in. Instead of getting this consolidation, it starts to pull downwards. So we want to watch this carefully. So our support is 660. You want to keep that in mind. Anything below that is getting deeper into bearish territory because we are below the 50-day moving average. which is 682. And 660 gets broken through. You want to watch how it reacts between 660 and down here at 604 before the run started and cooled off. So you want to keep that in mind. Now, a little bit more narrow, our resistance here is 689. And if that gets broken through, your next point of reference is the highest point reached, and that's 706, okay? I want every single investor and viewer to be aware of these points. Watch this carefully. We are in tug-of-war zone. We are in bearish territory. We're going to have to see if the bulls can continue to pull upwards, or are the bears going to reappear and tear this one down again closer to these lows, or start pulling it away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, click on the subscribe button. Don't forget to click on the bell to not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to smash the like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out with the YouTube channel and the YouTube algorithm. I appreciate it very much. And stay tuned for the ticker symbol you definitely want to add to your watch list that has been running, has room to run, and has so much upward potential for the future and long term. Stay tuned for all the information on why the temporary setback happened and how it was a setup to go ahead and maximize profits and minimize losses. Stay tuned. So today's ticker symbol is PDD, Pinduoduo. I definitely recommend every single investor and viewer to check them out. Go to their website to learn more about them. But let's go ahead and see their chart. So here I have their chart pulled up. We're going to look at it when I mentioned it and how I mentioned it. So I mentioned it over at the Patreon, right? I have the post here, and I posted some EV stocks as well because they were getting hit by the chip shortages plus these tensions with China. But Pinduoduo was just getting hit because of these tensions, which I knew and felt the conviction they were going to be temporary. But we always want to have that with a grain of salt because these tensions, quote unquote, can become a reality, right? Of getting delisted or China-based stocks getting pressure, anything like that. Now, I started off the post by saying that if you guys remember last year's tensions with China-based stocks, you would have an idea that all those China-based stocks are still here, right? That was the first thing I wanted to plant in everyone's mind and understand. Now, they're speculative because these tensions could actually hurt the stocks, these quote-unquote tensions. But if it's temporary, this pullback is an opportunity, and that's what I look for. I look for pullbacks that are opportunities. Now, these pullbacks that are actually opportunities, I like to find them at the best moment or at least as close to the best moment. So if you guys want to know what ticker symbols I'm watching and joining over at the Patreon, you can. The link is down below with us investors and myself. You'll be able to learn more about the market. You're also going to get more opportunities on these different stocks. And at 13 cents a day, right, I have a tier there that's going to get filled up pretty quickly as soon as people start realizing, you know, I know the market's pulling downwards and these opportunities to go ahead and invest more are getting tighter. But if you want to become a maximizing profit and minimizing losses type of investor, you can join me because that is my goal and that's what I look for to go ahead and share with you guys opportunities. Okay, I do want every single investor and viewer to be aware of that. So what is it that I liked about this the most? So this tensions were kind of speculative and it was a temporary pullback in my eyes, but we always got to take it with a grain of salt because we don't know what could happen. So Pinduoduo provides a platform for buyers with value for money merchandise and fun interactive shopping experiences. Pinduoduo offers a social shopping experience that leverages social networks as an effective and efficient tool for buyer acquisition and engagement. So it reminds me of the Pinterest of China. So if you've seen how Pinterest has done and you go look at Pinduoduo and their AI intelligence and what they're doing with the social platform and buyers and so forth, then you can think of it as the Pinterest of China. Now, if you search up the price targets on this one, you'll be impressed. And it's currently sitting at 124. The highest reliable source price target was 230. So I mentioned this on March 24th. That was on Wednesday, right? So I usually do weekly posts, right, on stocks that I'm watching every single week. And throughout the week, if opportunities like this one, because of fear in the markets and the investors are having a lot of fear, right, it makes it seem like an opportunity. I will mention it to the Patreons throughout the week as well. So you guys get a weekly watch list and you're going to get opportunities as fresh as I can get them to you. So The 24th was right here. Okay, I mentioned it that afternoon as it was falling. It was sitting at 124 and some change. And then the 25th, it dipped to 119. And since then, it's been running and it hit a high here of 139. So at this low here, it went up by $20. And from exactly when I mentioned it, it's gone up $15. Okay, do I think this still has room? Possibly. Now, the market is a little bit, rocky. So you want to be aware that some of these stocks, they can run up real fast and then all of a sudden fall again. But when you think about it, 124, and 119, we haven't seen those numbers since November, and that's when it was running up. So anything close to, $100 to 120 is a steal with the growth of this stock when you think about it long term and the way it's grown, and also all the price targets. So any other pullback is just a bigger opportunity, right? You don't want to look at it as a setback, if not an opportunity to position yourself for the next run, right? So when I mentioned it, it seemed like it was going to be temporary, and it certainly did. Now, the stock market overall is kind of rocky, like I said. So you want to be aware of this stuff, but you want to also look at it from the price target. 240, 230 is the highest that I've seen. And if you believe in the company or you understand it, right? Because this is not financial advice. I'm not here to tell you to buy, sell, or hold any positions. And you understand it and you like it, you should be focusing on the price target, and anything below that is an opportunity. But for those that actually saw it as a short-term opportunity, that pullback to here, $20 per share, buying 10 shares, that's $200. 20 shares, that's $400 in just a matter of 5 days. That's the way you got to go ahead and see what the opportunity lies with and what is it given to you and what is it that you're trying to receive from it. But I'm always here to try to get you guys into opportunities that are presenting themselves. And honestly, anything below 160 with those price targets seems to me like an opportunity for the long run. And in the short run, exactly when I mentioned it over at the Patreon, was one of the best times to get in on this and ride this wave for as long as it looks like it's going to have strength. And if it gets weak, at the end of the day, as long as you get out before getting back to 124, there was an opportunity there. That was a lot more than 13 cents a day, which is what it is to join my main first tier of $4 over at the Patreon. For 13 cents a day, you'll receive weekly watch lists and opportunities like this one and many more that are going to present themselves throughout the week. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.